Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Today I am going to be giving you guys some book recommendations based off of Gracie Abrams' newest album release called The Secret of Us. And I won't be going through every single song on there, but I will be doing all of the deluxe songs and then some of my favorite songs from the OG album. So starting off with the original album release, I picked Blowing Smoke, and I'll basically give some lyrics that kind of correlate, in my opinion, to a specific book that I would recommend for that song. So for Blowing Smoke, the lyrics I chose were, "I cut the rope and you fell from the tower. I let it go for my peace of mind. Bit the bullet, it didn't hurt, but I still hate the image of you kissing her. I chalk it up to, it's all for the better." So for this one, I chose One for My Enemy. This is a modern witch retelling of Romeo and Juliet, and it follows the POVs of two different couples, but I specifically chose this for Dima and Masha, who are the two eldest kids of the rival families. Obviously, since it's a Romeo and Juliet retelling, they cannot be together because of their families and rivalry. So for these lyrics, I feel like this could be from Masha's perspective. I chalk it up to, it's all for the better. I feel like that's kind of her way of letting Dima go. The next song from the OG album is I Knew It, I Know You, and the lyrics I chose were, "It all changed for me, and I told you, you had the wrong idea about me, and all I ever did was consider you until all I could do was consider me." So for this one, I have two different verses of lyrics that are relating to two separate characters, and the book I chose was the Conditions of Will by Jessa Hastings. This is her newest release, and I recently just read this. So for the lyrics I just read, I said that could relate to Georgia. So Georgia comes from a very conservative Christian household in South Carolina, and basically she's one of four kids. Brother is gay, one of her brothers, but obviously her family and their town doesn't really understand him and support that. And when their grandpa died, and it came time for the reading of the will, the grandpa didn't leave any money for that specific brother. So Georgia, essentially, she split half of her money to give to her brother, and then now they're estranged from their whole family. She lives in London now, and then her brother Oliver lives in LA. So yeah, that I think and all I ever did was consider you until all I could do was consider me. I feel like that can go both ways if you read the book to her family, but also to Oliver because of what happens in the book. If you've read it, her choosing Sam after all she's done for Oliver. For Oliver, the lyrics I chose were, "I was your entertainment from a dark place. You don't know how to step outside yourself. It's not my fault you can't sit with the hard thing." And I think this is him directed towards his town and family, because they're so close-minded, just don't understand him. Both of these verses of lyrics are from my favorite part of I Knew It, I Know You, which is the outro, where the song kind of changes rhythms and it gets slower. And I Knew It, I Know You, I think is my favorite song from the album. So yeah, that's why I chose The Conditions of Will. Last song I chose from the original album was Gave You I, which is also one of my favorite songs. And the lyrics were, "My honest commitment, I sat and listened, I was your floorboard, holding it down. You went off running away from something that I have nothing to do with now." So the book I chose for this was A Love Letter to Whiskey, and basically the two main characters, Jamie, which is the male main character, and then B, who is the female main character, they are childhood best friends, but B also had like another best friend before him who ended up dating Jamie. And yeah, they were kind of like a trio. But then as they get older, like it just starts to get kind of toxic, and they're never like, it's like the wrong person, wrong time. I feel like that was the whole premise of the book, and they just like kept going in circles. So this basically, I feel like Jamie, this verse is like Jamie to be. Like, I was your floorboard holding it down, like being there for her and like supporting her, but then she just was never ready, which was kind of frustrating. Now on to the deluxe songs, and the first one is Cool. So the lyrics I chose were, I'm not pretending in the way you are, you run your hands through your hair, phony superstar, then say you miss me, you're sad, yeah, I bet you are. So basically, I think the lore of this is like she's writing about Dylan O'Brien because they briefly dated or something. I don't think publicly, but this song is about Dylan O'Brien, which I thought was kind of funny. But the book I chose was A Court of Thorns and Roses, and I feel like everybody knows this book. But it's such like a classic romantic book. It's so good. But not in terms of Reese and Feyre, but Feyre and Tamlin, which I feel like the lyric, you run your hands through your hair, phony superstar, then say you miss me, you're sad, yeah, I bet you are. But he literally like locked her in that house himself, like he dug that grave himself, so yeah. Next song, which I feel like is the most popular out of the album, is That's So True. And the lyrics are, made it out alive, but I think I lost it. Said that I was fine, said it from my coffin. Remember how I died when you started walking, that's my life, that's my life. I'll put up a fight, take out my earrings, don't you know the vibe, don't you know the feeling. So for this one I chose The Favorites, which is a newer release. I think it came out this year. And this basically follows two ice dancers, figure skaters, who are best friends and they really want to make it to the Olympics. But then they meet these two twins whose mother is like one of the girls, has been one of the girls' like idols for forever. And then it sort of gets into like a competitive, toxic environment. I feel like the main girl, Katarina, she just kind of has like blinders on and just wants to get to the Olympics, but like doesn't realize what's going on around her, which is like kind of getting more and more chaotic. Song is I Told You Things. The lyrics I chose were, I told you things that I never said, you're the golden boy and my worst regret, so I cut the cost and I limit feeling. You were all at once till the fade to black, took your cigarettes and poems back. You were in my hands, now you're on my ceiling. But how's the city been? You get recognized at the local bar by the drunken guys, and the starlit girls, they claw for pieces. So I feel like this was an obvious choice for me, Magnolia Parks. And I chose Magnolia Parks because, well, it's one line, so I cut the cost and I limit feeling. Like, if you know what happens in the book, like BJ and Magnolia, they were like high school sweethearts and also like best friends since childhood. But BJ made like a very big mistake, so they broke up. But they're still forced to be kind of friends with each other because they're all in the same friend group since I think like elementary school, but it's like in London, so I think it's called like primary or I don't know. But the line, so I cut the cost and I limit feeling, that was kind of like Magnolia distancing herself and like breaking up with BJ because of what he did. And then also but how's the city been? You get recognized at the local bar by the drunken guys and the starlit girls, they claw for pieces. That's definitely like describing BJ because he has a problem with like drugs and alcohol, and Magnolia just like does not like that at all, obviously. Last song that is on the deluxe album is Packing It Up, and The lyrics I chose were, I swear that I wasn't looking for much, but that's just when you happened. That's right, when you happened. Got so close to packing it up, but that's just when you happened. So for this, I chose Binding 13, and this basically follows a girl who comes from a very, like, tough home life, and also she was bullied in her previous school, and now she's moving to this other private school, and she just wants to, like, get through the day. It's her first day of school, and the line, I swear that I wasn't looking for much, that's basically her. She just wants to get to her next class, and then she meets this like star athlete who kind of just like saves her in a way. Those were all of the book recommendations I had for Gracie Abrams' newest album release, Secret of Us, and her deluxe songs as well. So let me know if you got some good book recommendations or even some new song recommendations, if you've read any of them. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Thanks for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And yeah, bye.